Everyone, this is Carl Ford. I am at the Illinois Institute of Technology at the Real-Time Communications event, the 7th annual one, and here is our chair, Carol Davids. Carol, tell people what your official title is and what you really do.
I'm the director of the Real-Time Communications Lab, and I'm an industry professor in the School of Applied Technology here at Illinois Institute of Technology, which is located, our lab is located on the Rice campus of the IIT in Wheaton, Illinois.
Excellent. And Carol, first of all,
this is... You wanted to know what I really do.
No, I don't want to know what you really do. So this has been a great event. It's been very interesting to see. What are the major themes that you see, and what are people talking about?
Major themes this year are, why are we doing this? Why are we trying to do real-time communications? And my answer to this has been, we are being pressured actually by the end user who has got in their hands now smartphones that are running the internet. These are people who may not even know the difference between the internet and the web, but they're using them. They live on the web now, and they can imagine things that we can do with this mobile web that we perhaps who are developing these things don't even realize. So in many ways we're being driven by the fact that the World Wide Web now mobily is in everybody's hands. And for example, next generation 911. So I was asked the other day, why are we trying to put next generation 911 on an IP backbone? Is it going to increase our security? Is it going to make this more reliable? And I said, no, because the customers are now dialing 911 from their mobile phones, and they're not dialing anymore. They're texting, and they're sending videos of the accidents or the disasters. We need to be able to serve that community. So we're actually running to catch up. And that's, I would say, probably the arc, that's probably the overriding arc of this conference. The fact that there has been a shift of the basis of our whole society right now. People are porting everything, religion. They're porting dating services, how they find their mates. They're putting banking. All commerce is moving onto the web, and a true revolution in society has been made by this technology that's now in everybody's hands, and we're actually running to keep up with this. People can imagine things they can do with that smartphone, and we have to make it possible. When they're texting 911, when they're doing mobile calls to 911 that are, video, we have to be able to deliver that. We're being pushed by the edge to do this, and that, I would say, is the big new thing. The other piece of it is that SIP has become, I call it mainstream, or needs to be mainstream, and so another arc or theme here has been the operations behind the actual mainstreaming of SIP. So in the next generation 911, that's what's on the table. We have people here who are implementing, who are putting into the ground these systems, and they're sharing experiences and observations, and they're learning what are the actual problems. Unified communications is another area. So everybody now is moved towards the IP platform. They're moving towards SIP-based PBXs. And when they get there, again, they have real-world problems. How does layer 1 and layer 2 fit in with my application? And my application, with my session layer, how do I make these things mesh? So on the one hand, you have very basic operations, how to make this mainstream SIP actually work. On the other hand, you get the pressure to move some of these applications that are now mainstream onto the web. So do I need to have SIP servers located all over, or could I perhaps make peer-to-peer, real-time streaming media browser to browser? Can I do this? And the answer is yes. We have Google here explaining how they do that. We have Skype here talking about a different peer-to-peer solution. And so what's happened this year is, I would say, a bit of a breakthrough. We changed our name, Real-Time Communications Conference, instead of the VoIP Conference, because we were no longer the VoIP Conference. We were the Real-Time Communications Conference. We were already doing things involving peer-to-peer, involving browser-to-browser. Having done that, we've now become this coalescence, this point in which these different, disparate technologies have met. We have mobility here, we have web-based real-time communications, we have SIP, client-server-based communications, and what we found in these meetings is a multi-log, a dialogue between many different perhaps previously separated silos of technology are all sitting here scratching our heads how to keep up with what's already in people's hands, what they already anticipate we can do. So it's very exciting this year. Very exciting.
Excellent.
Really morphing the things in the different spaces because we have no choice.
And how do people find out more information? How would they come and see what goes on at the Illinois Institute of Technology?
Well, we have a website for the Real-Time Communications Lab, which I could dictate to you, or maybe you'll just put it up on the website for me, so I won't have to do that.
Okay.
But we have a website for the lab. You'll find out what we have activities throughout the year. So this is not the only event that will take place here in the lab. We have 5 roundtable discussion groups each year. The public is invited. They're free. We serve you some coffee and cookies, and then we have either a panel or an individual talking about one of the areas of interest to real-time communication. So you can find those events posted on the web, on our website, and that's probably a very good way. We also have, if you want to do a project list, so we are a teaching lab. We also do projects with industry. We develop a bunch of our own projects, but we welcome and we have supported a number of collaborations with industry on projects. So there's a place on the web, you can just click a button and you can indicate you're interested in the project with the lab. I will get that myself and we'll be in contact with you. We'll set up a time to discuss it. So far our projects have ranged from interoperability testing to performance benchmarking. We've done some development. Twice a year, we do a student colloquium on real-time communications, and we always post the slides from that, so you'll find an archive of those previous projects. That's where the students are describing the projects that they've done, many of which they've done with industry. So that's another great place to learn about what's been done in the past. We tend never to retire these projects so that they morph, and a project that we complete one unit of 1 year will then be picked up and used in another context. So we did a SIP benchmarking project, for example. We have an engine that we built, and now we're at the point where we're going to start using it to test the performance of whatever your SIP, whatever your proxy included product might be. So we try to reuse code, we reuse projects to some extent, and so you'll learn about some of those there. Or you're invited to come to the student colloquium on real-time communications. Twice a year we have that. So
excellent.
okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.